what is an open source city? I'm not entirely certain I understand. I think open source city is it's a concept about the way that we may be able to work in the future, and that it will have some physical connotations and reality as we work out what it means for the business community. And that leads us really to what is the business proposition behind open source city. So what I'd like to do is take you to a little sheet here and think about the business proposition for open source city. And basically the business proposition for an open source city outsources space and outsources non-essential space for the key elements of business. So if we think that this is a building and it takes all of the non-essential places and spaces and functions that the business doesn't feel are necessary and puts them somewhere else. So it says we're not responsible for those anymore. It has a couple of interesting sort of end results or scenarios. What happens to make all of these places? It's great. I've got a friend who's in a small startup strategy group who has become an entirely digital office. So he's got 6 partners, 40 contract employees. They don't have real estate. They meet once every 2 weeks at a coffee shop in downtown Oakland, and they work. They can cost competitively. They can, as a group that used to occupy 5,000 square feet in downtown San Francisco, they can compete at half the price of some of the big strategy firms. That's probably one of the implications of the open source city. So if we go back to thinking about the outsourcing of the space, the business outsourcing of the spatial implications, the big question is what do these all mean and where do they go? There's a couple of great opportunities here. We could, at one end, become lots of much smaller, more walkable, more palatable, more dynamic, more interesting neighborhoods across a broader geographic area. People would largely telecommute, and our transportation infrastructure could become much more efficient, so as we don't have to pay for heavy road improvement, heavy transit improvements. Another end of this could be that we actually see the end of downtown. That downtown, because people don't have to come downtown to work anymore, may become much more like a tourist destination, and so the draw downtown for cultural institutions and other things which spur creativity and promote creativity, the cultural creative classes, may get larger and larger. That we may see a massive reframing of the places that people work. Downtown office towers may become much more mixed use. That may describe a change in building codes, a change in the way we think about the way we make buildings. It may also challenge our attitudes towards the office parks, or the perimeter, the suburban office parks. So, what do we do with these places? Do they start to change, become more dense, become communities in and of themselves? And then if you really think about the overall scenario with growing use of the city as the core of radical creativity and radical innovation in the tech segments, we may see an increased environmental awareness and sustainability. We may see a really great flowering of urbanism, of living in cities, that goes well beyond our current imaginations.